Today we're taking a look at these NCAAB matches, which are happening on Monday, November 15, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Sacramento State vs Cal Poly. Sacramento State is averaging 39.0 rebounds per game, with a leading rebounder Cameron Wilbon with an average of 6.0 per game. Sacramento State averages 6.5 steals and 5.0 block shots per game, with Tiano Hardy the leader in steals with an average of 2.0 per game and John Comagum the leader in block shots with an average of 2.5 per game. Opponents are scoring an average of 74.0 points per game against Sacramento State's defense. Our first betting advice is to pick Cal Poly Mustangs -4. For the season, the Mustangs have been slightly below average on the offensive end of the floor this season, averaging 71.5 points per game, which puts them 205th in the nation in scoring offense. Cal Poly grabs 40 rebounds per night and hands out an average of 11.5 assists per contest. The Mustangs are 49th in scoring defense as they give up an average of 56.5 points per game. Olimimi Karoma is one of 2 players that averages in double figures as he puts up 13 points plus 5.6 rebounds per contest. Jacob Davison, 16.5 points, Daniel Esparza, Julian Franklin, Cameron Pierce, Tuka Jacola, Kyle Colvin, Brantley Stevenson, Hayden Jory, Trevin Taylor, Ajani Kennedy and Kobe Sanders all log solid minutes for the Mustangs this season. Cal Poly shoots 39.4% from the field as a team this season. The Mustangs connect on 4.5 three-pointers a night while shooting 25.7% from beyond the arc. Cal Poly has been mediocre at the free throw line as they convert 72.3% of their attempts this season. Our second betting advice is to pick under 136.5. UCSB vs Washington State. UC Santa Barbara scored 119 points in their first game. They made 62.5% of their field goals and 43.8% of their three-pointers. Josh Pierre-Louis led the way for UC Davis with 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Amadou Sow finished with 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks, while Miles Norris added 14 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists for the Gauchos. UC Davis also played well defensively, giving up 65 points in the win. They will need a similar effort if they want to win this game. Our first betting advice is to pick UCSB plus 7.5. Washington State is off to a 1-1 start against the spread, as it was not quite able to cover as a huge favorite against Alcorn State in the season opener last week. Overs are 1-0-1 for the Cougars after Friday's game against Seattle, finished exactly at the betting total of 140 points. The Cougars need to improve on the offensive end from a year ago and have looked sharp early with 82 points per game on shooting splits of 60.4% from 2 and 32.2% from deep. After grading out as an outstanding defense last season, Washington State is allowing 64 points per game with opponents shooting 40.5% from 2 and 29.3% from deep to begin the season. Roberts, a transfer from UC San Diego, leads the Cougars with 16.5 points per game in the early going. Williams figures to be a huge part of the offense and is averaging 10.5 points, 5.5 rebounds and 2.5 assists so far, while TJ Bamba is adding 9.5 points and 4.5 rebounds per contest. Our second betting advice is to pick over 134. Quick reminder, BetUS is a platform that offers betting on all major sport and horse racing leagues. It has slots, table games, blackjack, and a variety of other casino games. All of the major US leagues are available for betting, including the NFL, NBA, NHL, MLB, and PGA. In addition, BetUS allows wagers on esports, Olympic events, soccer, cricket, boxing, cycling, and many more competitions. Join BetUS now using our link down below and get 125% cashback bonus on your first deposit on the sportsbook after you open an account and deposit using our link and use our promo code HIGHSTAKES. Long Beach State vs UCLA. The Long Beach State Beach are a struggling defensive team this year as they gave up 89 points. In their previous game against the Idaho Vandals, they allowed 89 points on 29 of 68, 42.6% overall, 15 of 31, 48.4% from beyond the arc, and 19 free throw trips. If they can figure out how to defend better, it will do wonders for them. Our first betting advice is to pick Long Beach State plus 28.5. Juzang averaged 22.8 points per game in the NCAA tournament and could have left for the NBA draft. He chose to return alongside junior wing Jamie Jacques, who scored 12.1 points per game in 2020-21. The Bruins are off to an outstanding start, blowing out Cal State Bakersfield and beating number 4 Villanova. Their game against the Wildcats was highly anticipated, and it did not disappoint. The teams wound up in overtime, where UCLA pulled away in an 86-77 victory. Juzang has led the team in scoring in both games, including a 25-point effort against Villanova. Guard Jules Bernard and Jacques are both averaging 17.5 points per game. Our second betting advice is to pick over 146. San Jose State vs Stanford. San Jose State scored 78 points in their first game. They made 45.9% of their field goals and 50% of their three-pointers. Trey Smith led the way for San Jose State with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Sean Robinson finished with 14 points and 4 rebounds, while Caleb Simmons added 11 points and 3 rebounds for the Spartans. San Jose State didn't play well defensively, giving up 76 points in the win. They will need to do a better job if they want to win this game. Stanford has struggled defensively through 2 games, averaging 67 points per game. They scored 72 points in their last game, making 39.4% of their field goals and 28% of their three-pointers. Harrison Ingram led the team with 19 points and 6 rebounds. Maxim Reynaud finished with 16 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists, while Michael O'Connell added 13 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals for the Cardinal. Stanford has played well defensively through 2 games, giving up 69 points per game. They gave up 88 points in their last game and won't win this game if they do not do a better job on that end. Our first betting advice is to pick San Jose State Spartans. Gerard Haas's 6th season at Stanford is off to a rough start. The Cardinal enter the week ranked number 72 in the latest KenPom rankings after stumbling out to a 1-1 overall record. Stanford owns an adjusted 102.9 offensive rating, which ranks 116th in the country, and an adjusted 92.2 defensive rating through 2 games, good for 42nd in the NCAA. However, it hasn't all been good for the Cardinal in the early part of the season. They've turned the ball over on 21.8% of their offensive possessions, 242nd in the NCAA, while sporting an effective field goal percentage of only 46.2%, 214th in the nation. On defense, Stanford has allowed opponents to sport an effective field goal percentage of 59.2%, 308th in the NCAA, including a whopping 61% from 2-point range, 311th in the nation. Our second betting advice is to pick under